Let's talk about loneliness. I believe that all of us experience a lot of little moments in our lives that signal to us that we're not understood. Some friction with the outside world. And a lot of times people don't care to listen. And even if they do, there's only so much you can make them understand. You can only share so much of yourself, and that person can only understand so much. It's limited. And I think it's just because every human is so infinitely complex. We don't truly understand others or ourselves. There's just this imperceptible boundary between humans that comes from all of us learning to understand everything individually. And I believe that's the root of this pain. Everyone learning to live in their own way causes these moments where we're not understood. What I mean is that we share the same language and a lot of mutual understandings about many topics, but we arrive at each conclusion individually. We reason individually. Take, for example, school. All of us went through it, but each of us feel a little differently about it. And each of us have very specific, very different personal experiences towards it. So we're each going to have very specific thoughts about school. And that's because all of us spend our time alone weighing it, remembering it, evaluating it. And over years, you build this very personal case towards it with a lot of very minute details and things that are only relevant to yourself. You built it with so much silent thought, so many individual feelings. It becomes something only you can get because only you have all the information. Even if you tried to explain your thoughts about school to somebody who's a really good listener, they already have their own case for what they think about school. They can only relate to your case secondarily by referencing their own conclusions. So there are two ends of the spectrum. Either those conclusions are opposite and you two disagree, or they merely resemble each other and you feel kind of understood. And that resemblance is your best hope. Because there's simply no way the cases can be the same. Because there's no way the personal experiences and the personal influence can be the same. And that right there, realizing that you carry around something that is inaccessible to anybody else, is why it hurts. My example was trying to explain your case about how you felt about school. But really, it applies to everything in life, everything you understand, because the dynamic is the same. You come to understand it individually through a long history and through a lot of individual, isolated reflection. So you carry around all your perceptions and all your understandings in one big mass in your skull, which amounts to you. And nobody will ever understand it the way that you do. So you feel alone. It's lonely out here, man. And this is why. Nobody will ever truly understand you because you were the only one there to witness everything in your life. So, since this is reality, I find myself feeling better after making peace with it. The reason why it hurts to feel like nobody's listening to you is because reality hurts. You will never be understood. The same way you might wonder why life hurts so much, why we're here, why there's so much evil, disappointment, expectation, confusion, chaos. I think the solution to that problem is to see it clearly, meditate on it, and then make peace with it. Life is chaos. We're flawed creatures. We're gonna die. None of this makes any sense. These are scary if you sit there and think about them for the first time. But the more you do it, the more you become at peace with it. It's scary to perceive these all for the first time, you know, just like it's also disheartening to think that nobody's really going to understand you. But after you accept it, after you make peace with it, you're free from that. You're free from that trouble in your mind. So that puts this whole feeling of never being understood in the context. This is life. And while we're all in it together, each of us is constantly growing inwards so that we're left with these gaps between us that we can't cross no matter what. I think the solution to this itch for understanding isn't to be understood. It's to face reality and let go of the need to be understood. And while bleak, I think that's empowering. Humans do have a need for connection, and I think to some extent this need must be met by other people. And I think we all owe it to ourselves to find a few people we can rely on. Just basic common ground understanding has been enough in my experience. But I feel that pain of being the only one in my world, the only one who really knows what I can know. And I'm sure you all feel it too. But the solution, I believe, is to face that with some courage and embrace it. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Tom Ray. I'm a comic artist. Some of my pages that I'm working on are right here. My Instagram is in my bio, and next spring I'll be making my first one-shot short story. So if you enjoy my ideas and if you like my way of thought, I think you'll enjoy my fiction that I have to make as well. Thank you for watching. Good night.